Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How much lack of self-awareness one must have to really think that Xi Jinping would want to talk to Trudeau? Trudeau wants to talk to Xi Jinping. Do you think Xi Jinping of China would talk with Trudeau? I don't think so. But he hopes to meet Xi Jinping. Why? Let me tell you a little bit of a history between the two countries and the two guys. But before that, let's go and read the title of this garbage coming from Reuters. Canada Prime Minister, which is Justin Trudeau, says he hopes to meet China's Xi one day once tensions diffused. You got that right there. A daddy with an infantile. Yeah, I'm gonna get you in high school for it. Yeah, it's okay, boy. All right. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Friday said he hoped to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping once the two sides had put in the work needed to repair badly strained bilateral ties. Whose fault it is? Infantile? Whose fault it is? China and Canada have had poor relations for years amid disagreements over human rights and complaints by Ottawa about alleged Chinese interference in the last two elections. These guys, or at least the guys in Ottawa, they think that they are the global moralizers and they copy the idiot Americans 100%. Get your own material, my friends. The Americans already got that with the elections. You're Johnny-come-lately. All right, arresting Chinese CEOs, Johnny-come-lately. Claiming that these guys kill, I'm talking about India, killing on your territory, Johnny-come-lately. Showing that you are morally superior to everyone. Again, United States was at it for a long time. With good reasons, and it became obvious that no, it's not so anymore. You're not better than anyone. I mean, used to. And is going down. That's the problem. That's why you have people like me talking, because I can't accept this. I have to say something about it. So in this case, you have Trudeau, who we know he's morally superior to you and I and everybody else. But hey, he wore a black mask and he applauded that Nazi guy in Canadian Parliament. But he is superior than us. He divorces right now his wife and so on. So he's the pinnacle, and he's dumb as fuck, okay? But he's the son of his father and his mother as well. Who's his father again? Yeah, okay. So this is what he hopes. Trudeau, who is at the APEC summit in San Francisco, remember, Xi Jinping spoke to Biden, said he had a good exchange with Xi on the sidelines of the meeting and told the Chinese leader the two sides needed to try to create a constructive dialogue under your terms, where you come and you somehow dictate you're not good, like you're the boss. Are you crazy? 40 million people with 10 million Chinese. I'm just exaggerating. You think you're going to go against 1.5 billion? You look at your economy, look at those guys' economy. Look at your military, look at their military. Do you even have nuclear weapons? What the are you talking about? I mean, besides, as I said, I think 10 million out of 40 million that you got, guys are all Indian, Chinese, and who knows what. You're telling me those guys are going to be, oh, Canada. You think so? That's why they're over there, because you think so. But how many Canadians you got in China? Let's say 400 million people. I mean, kind of make it proportionate, between 1/4 to 1/3. Gotta be kidding me. So what happened? Remember when the Canadian government arrested that CEO, a Chinese CEO, I don't know, 7 years ago, time passes. I think it was under Obama. I can remember. And there was the problem. And then China said, we're going to retaliate. They arrested two Zelensky Steins they called spies in China. What did Canada do? Robbed one. That's what they did. Nothing. Why? They can't. They looked at the United States. Daddy, you I told you to do it, but now you get burnt, not me. So again, you get the hot potatoes from the fire or whatever for this guy. The same as Ukraine does for that guy. Again, as other in the Middle East do for the same guy. Via and so on. That was going to happen in the Far East as well. So that was one. The other one, if you remember, when they met, it was a G20. As they mentioned it here, I think. At the G20 summit last year, the two leaders had a tasty exchange in front of cameras after Canadian officials said Trudeau had expressed concerns with Xi about alleged espionage and election interference. Again, morally indignant. Trudeau went to tell Xi Jinping, and what Xi Jinping said? He said, we don't do these kind of things like this. There's certain things that we do on the, that you don't pretend you're morally superior to anybody like you pretend, and you're not. And everybody was like, you told him. And Trudeau said, yeah, but and he started with this pre-learned, memorized by millions of repetition in front of camera and other people's. Yeah, but we are the free country, the best one. We like the freedom of. You like the freedom of what? I have to remind you the truckers' revolt, protest. How you treated those guys? Froze their banking accounts without proving anything. They were not convicted of anything. You froze them. Some people got fired at the order. Is that how you do it? And you're free Canada. Now, recently I traveled to Canada a few weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And while I was driving in Toronto, I was on 401. Obviously, you can't drive over there between 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. It's backups, and it's not necessarily that it's construction, backups. And I was driving with a relative of mine, and he said, and these guys think that this is first world country, G7 country, this is it? And I was, angry as well, and I said, you see, they don't even think about outside of the box. They just go and waste time from going to work, home, and going from home to work. And every day in Toronto, you spend an hour in the traffic. And everybody drives, leaves an hour earlier, so on, instead of saying, no, I do not put up with this shit. I do not. Why? Because the money that you send to Ukraine and other garbages, I'm talking about situations, not the Ukrainians. Ukrainians are not garbage. The guys in charge of Ukraine, I think they're garbage. But anyway, you send money in other situations like this, build another freaking freeway. You can't build it. They can't really expand like this. On top of another. You can do this. You're a first world country, G7 country, economic power. That's how you show it. Whenever I go to Toronto, I drive in the middle of the night between about 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's when I roll into Toronto. Why? Because there's no cars. Other than that, full. The first world country. No, and everybody, that's what bothers me, puts up with that. Nobody says no. No, Trudeau. No, government. My taxes don't go over there. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. They stay here. Build a freaking freeway on top of the other one. It's possible. It takes money and power, economic power. Then you are a G7 country. Then you are a first world country. Then, if you have your population in Toronto, the biggest city, isn't it? In Canada, to do this every day, including weekends, when there's no work. Supposedly, they have to work because otherwise they can't make it. All right? They don't start with that. Start with that. I hate going over there. I could not live in Los Angeles. I've been to Los Angeles many times, been to San Francisco many times. I would just blow myself up if I would live over there. You can pay me $300,000, $400,000 a year. I would not stay over there. Maybe for some millions, I would spend 1 or 2 years over there and then get out or buy somewhere else or do something. But to go through that traffic, that was impossible. I waste my life. You remember how much, or add how much time you waste in traffic. For what? For these guys who they got millions and billions to send to other countries, but they can't build a freaking freeway in one city? In one. I don't know how it's in Vancouver. I'm assuming it's the same thing, or in Ottawa, or in Montreal. But in Toronto, garbage. That's not a first world country. That's not a first world country. No, that's garbage. Garbage. What's in Toronto, in between those, that's how you measure it. Not by how much we make a year. Go and walk in the street, see how the asphalt is, how the concrete is, if the lines are drawn over there, if the lights are on in the middle of the night, if you are safe in a society. That's how you measure it, or partly. No, I told Xi Jinping, we're the best, we're good people, you bad people, human rights violation, in your population, like. So yeah, Trudeau, it's not Trudeau. Trudeau is just a, if you saw in a lake, when there are waves at the shore and you have the aquatic plants, the flora, and the waves move these plants left and right, the way the waves come, and they come back, and then waves come. Now that's Trudeau. That is Trudeau. That limb member of his body. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.